Okay, so I have this typical Bernina 880 issues. The bobbin, basically. I think it's more than the bobbin because as I opened up the door, there was shavings, and you can clearly see like the black cage that it sits in has been scratched, numerous times. Long story short, this machine has been into the dealer numerous times for the exact same issue, and it never gets resolved, and they always charge me. So I'm looking at switching dealers. This has been sitting for months because I went to power it on and use it. Obviously, it doesn't work. So right now it looks fine. This is how I received it. It has thread through the bobbin side, which is the blue thread, and it has top side, which is the orange thread. But if you actually go to sew, and I'll use some super light fabric here, and I'll go ahead and just push my foot down, get the tension, I'll go ahead and sew. And already is complaining about the tension. You'll click OK. If you go into the sensors and you go into the eyes, I'll turn off the bobbin and I'll turn off the top thread. Make sure they're both off. Come back. Okay, and I'll go ahead and try and sew. Oh, look, they're both off and still has the problem. Hit OK. Try again. Oh, has a problem again. Okay, that actually seems to work. Just trying to get through the project. I'm kind of fighting with the pedal and it won't work. So I'll just call that good enough. I will lift the foot up and not use the auto cutter because the auto cutter doesn't work. So foot's up, needle's up. You can see I have bobbin and thread. But if you look at the underside of the fabric, I mean, it's all bundled up. It doesn't sew properly. There's the top stitch, right? Because the tension thing is all messed up. If I pull the fabric out, it'll look a little better. But you can see, it's bundling on the bottom. So obviously that doesn't work. So I'll just pull this up and cut this. Okay. And so I guess I'll pull that to the side. I'm going to back up. And so if you actually open the bobbin door, this is what happens with the bobbin. Never gets to the full position, and it's really hard to tell. Let's see if I can turn on the light. But the cage here is all scratched up. And it looks like there's an arm up top that's, carried by that spring. And it looks like the arm, it's a clearance issue, and it's just rubbing on this cage right here. Let's see if you can get a better look. It's kind of hard to tell. I'll try and close the door so you can, there you go, you can kind of see the scratches all. And I'll try and open it back up. There you go, there's the scratches really easy. And it just continues to do that. The only way you can get to the bobbin is basically forcing it to come up. And then you can get to the bobbin. And then if you want to close the door, and like I said, this has been in for the same exact issue over and over and over again. Techs can't seem to fix it. Then if you continue to push it in, it'll work. It'll get back to where it's supposed to go. It'll look like you can sew. So like if you were trying to change out the bobbin or anything, and then I'll go ahead and sew again. That actually didn't error out that time, so that looks good. And then I'll lift up the foot, and I'll lift up the needle, because, like I said, the auto cutter's broken. And there you go, you got like a big bundle of... It's just a big nest in there. So, if you pull that out, it's like you have to re-thread the bobbin. Oh, look, and now the machine's complaining about the top. So it's like a constant issue of like everything, every sense, and the sensors are all turned off, right? So I'll close that and I'll go back to sensors. Let me turn off the flash so you guys can see. I'll go back to the eye. All my sensors are off, but yet it's complaining. Well, why is it complaining if I told the sensors not to care? So anyhow, that's the issue I'm having. It just sits here. I'm about to try another dealer, but I mean, like everybody here, I don't want to spend $1,000 to fix the machine at this point. I have another machine, just use the other machine.